I have two favorite desserts, so I'm trying to figure out if you knew which was which. Wow, this is really thoughtful. The gift of food is like the greatest gift you can give somebody. I was trying to put signs up for an amateur show in Oregon. All right, what do we got here?
Helen Yee here in Las Vegas. Always great to be joined by the undefeated, undisputed, the GOAT among all GOATs, the beloved Mr. Chael Sonnen. Always great to see you.
What's happening, girl? Thank you. I feel like I'm a little relaxed for the interview. I want you to know it's not because I don't take this serious. It's just this chair has me at like a weird posture.
Yeah, well, you know, this is a posture that I put my car seat at when I drive. What about you? Do you sit like low and lean back when you drive? Or?
No. I'm attentive. That was a thing. My mother, you had to have your hands free and you had to be attentive. You couldn't be too comfortable when you're driving. I've actually got a massage chair, which I think is inappropriate. They should not be massaging the driver as he's driving. I think my mother's right. You need to be alert.
Really? What kind of car do you have?
I just got a Ford pickup truck. The Ford pickup truck has the driver and the passenger both massage. Yes, my wife loves to take it because she gets it vibrates or whatever, but they call it a massage. It actually feels pretty good. It's a massage. It goes up your back a little bit. It's pretty good. Ford's doing a good job.
Only for the GOATs, only for the best.
How's everything? Did you hear about Asakura?
Yeah, did you?
Yes, wow. Think about that spot he's in. And I was talking to Schmo actually before I sat down with you, and he asked me a question. It was like a trivia question. And we could have gone to the internet, but we were using each other's minds. And he said, has anyone debuted for a UFC title? And I said, yes. Before the Dana White days and the SEG days, Boss Rutten did. And we were both going with that. And then we actually looked it up, and that was not true. Boss had fought TK prior to fighting Randleman. Okay, great. Dan Henderson came into the UFC after Pride, fought for a title at 205, fought for a title at 185, or vice versa. Fought Rampage and fought Anderson. However, that was not a debut. Dan Henderson in 1997 entered the four-man tournament back in the SEG days, but it's the UFC nonetheless. We cannot think of anybody that debuted for a title shot. I mean, that's a lot to tell you, but I will just tell you, Helen, I fought in different organizations. I hate when people tell you, oh, it's different in your debut. I hate that. I feel like it's a way out. But I will tell you, in hindsight, having done it, it is different when you go to a new organization. It smells different. The way they call you in the back, it's different. The crew in the back, it's just different. And for Asakura to come over into this kind of environment, he's gonna close out the night over world champions like Chris Weidman. He's gonna close out the night over world champions like Aljamain Sterling. That is a shocking thing. He's going to close out the event over the only Abu Dhabi medalist we have and the only Gracie in the organization in Kron. I mean, I'm just sharing, there is a massive amount of pressure on him. And Helen, before anybody says he doesn't belong in the spot, I'll tell you why he does. Because there's not a single 125-pounder that has disagreed. There is not one 125-pounder that has traveled the roads, gone in and out of the octagon, worked their way up the rankings, that has argued and said, I should have that spot instead of him. They all stood back. So I'm going to take them at their word that he's the right guy.
Well, he seems to be having fun so far.
Get that kind of analysis. You cannot even get that kind of analysis. I could have kept going. I cut it short because no one's going to click on the name Asakura. I don't know if Asakura is a first name, last name, or a nickname. It's like Rachmanov. I had the foggiest idea. He could be sitting here right now. I wouldn't know who he was. That is an incredible analysis by me.
I know. That's why you're the best. You never lost a round.
No, truly. And one thing about Asakura, I want to go back to this because you'll hear lazy analysts talk about, well, he's got a puncher's chance. No, they don't. People don't have a puncher's chance. There's been two puncher's chances in the history of combat, and they were both in boxing. One was Buster Douglas, and one was George Foreman when he stopped Michael Moore after getting his ass kicked. That's the truth. There is no puncher's chance. Nobody throws one punch and gets lucky, not to mention it has never happened in the history of 125 pounds in any organization. He's going to have to be better than Pantoja. And the reason I bring up the pressure and the newness of the octagon, it creates a fatigue fatigue. If you have the pressure on you, or you feel more pressure than the other guy, there's a chemical release in your brain known as adrenaline, and it creates a fatigue throughout your body. It's a very big deal that you can stay calm, or you go into an environment that you're familiar with. I really respect that Asakura is coming over and even signed on for this. And it doesn't have anything to do with Pantoja. To walk out at the end of the night after world champions in the fight capital of the world in the year-end paper, there is so much on this guy.
Well, do you think he gets it done then?
No. Oh, no, he's got no chance. He's a bum. I mean, he's not a bum, but okay. Nobody really knows who has the best fighters. Nobody actually knows. But whoever has the best production, the fans then believe have the best fighters. So the UFC's got the best production. Okay, you're the best. And I only share that. Nobody actually know who the best is. There's only one way to find out, which is to put them in a straight line bracket and do a tournament. And that's not what we do in this sport. So if you're Asakura, it doesn't matter how good you are. You look up to the UFC. It doesn't matter if you could beat these guys. You look up to the UFC. You have a dream of beating the UFC. You buy into the same hype that everybody else does because you're a member of the community like everybody else, which says these guys are better than the guys I've been fighting. So, no, it's too much to bite off.
But it is going to be a great fight weekend, UFC 310 here in Las Vegas. But yesterday, the UFC broke some news. They announced that officially for 311 in January, the main event will be Islam versus Arman. That anticipated rematch. And then the co-main event, Marab versus Umar. What do you think of the main event and that rematch?
I love it. There is times, as a fan, for drama, that I wish the UFC would reveal what they tried to do. And I understand for promotion reasons why that makes no sense. But I think if you told the audience that you tried to get Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall for Tom's championship in LA in January, I think people would be very interested. I realize you're spoiling it, but I think that that's very fascinating. And that is the fight that they went for, and that is tremendous news. And I don't know what's going to happen with Jon and Tom, but you know, you got Surreal and Volkov fighting for what appears to be God knows what reason. Apparently they've already fought once. No one cared the first time, and no one cares this time. Well, on Monday morning, you're going to care. Whoever comes out of that fight is going to be used as a negotiation tool to get Jon and Tom into the ring. We can either defend the undisputed belt with Jon versus Tom, or we can defend the interim belt with the winner of Volkov and Surreal. So why you guys think that fight sucks, and you're probably right. It still matters come Monday.
But what about the main event, UFC 311, Arman versus Islam? Oh. Who do you favor in that fight?
That's what you asked. Yes. So, man, it is very hard to look past Arman. Islam is who I favor. Islam is the heir apparent to Khabib. Khabib is the most dominant fighter we've ever had. I have data to back that statement up. That's not like a fan opinion. He's got more 10-8 rounds than anybody's most dominant fighter we've ever had. And he says that Islam's the guy. But this Arman, man, he's different. He's different. He was not fully ready for Islam the first time. He still won 2 rounds. That's shocking. He went all 25 minutes. Arman's good. That's the fight to make. I favor Islam to answer your question, but Arman's a very good fighter.
Well, great news for the fight fans because that fight is made and official. But did you see Arman recently training with Khamzat?
Yes, yeah, I loved it. Well, and Khamzat choked him out. There was a clip that went around, and I wish it would have been the whole thing. We got a real treat a number of years ago, but it was the Joker, Jack the Joker, Hermanson, did a wrestling match against Chimaev. They got in a cage, they did this for like entertainment. I loved it. I loved every second of that. Nobody loses, right? They laugh, they smile. Jack can chalk it up to a workout. I love when guys go and do that, and I wish I would have seen 20 minutes of them wrestling, not just that one guillotine. I loved it.
Well, you and I have spoke about Khamzat in the past, and, you know, we're just talking about him right now.
He's so good.
Yeah, what do you think is or should be next for him?
He is so good. Okay, if I can go back to Asakura, and I really want to make this point, because as a community, while we fiercely adhere to the rules that we make up as we go, I was there the day, this is true, 2012, I was at Fox. Fox had the rights before ESPN had it. I was in the room when they informed us we were going to have rankings. We were going to go to 10. Now they go to 15. We were going to go to 10. We started doing rankings for two reasons. They started doing rankings, one, to be in line with other sports, and two, to create controversy, to create talking points. Fighters corrupted the ranking systems by using it ways to bitch out of having to fight somebody else. Well, he's not ranked high. It doesn't make sense. You don't know what makes sense. You're a stupid cage fighter. Don't tell me what makes... When your phone rings and you hear a voice on the other one, that's what makes sense for the future. Secondly, fine. If that's what we're going to do, and you bring up Chimaev, and I'm bringing that up because you asked me what I want to see. I want to see what everybody wants to see. I want to see Chimaev versus Bo Nickel, but we don't get to see it because Bo is not ranked and Chimaev is ranked number 1 or number 2 or number 3. Asakura is not ranked at all, and I don't want to hear all the reasons why. I don't want to hear how great he is in another organization. He is not ranked. So we're taking an unranked guy and we're putting him in a title fight. So if we can all agree to follow the rules that we make up as we go, rankings no longer matter. Put the two best guys together. You asked me what I want for Chimaev. I want to see him fight Bo Nickel.
Not the title?
Well, he'll get to the title eventually, but that's Sean Strickland's opportunity. He's been promised that. He earned that. Sean Strickland was willing to go through Chimaev. Nobody wants to fight Chimaev. There's one guy that had the balls to go through Chimaev to get to a title, and that was Kamaru Usman, who didn't get credit for it, and he should have. Sean was willing to put the very title up against Chimaev. Sean went into training thinking he was going to fight Chimaev, and he didn't blink at all. So, yeah, Sean... Right? Bravado means something. Sean wins that showdown. For now, Sean wins that showdown. It's his shot.
Yeah, respect to Sean Strickland as well. But earlier you mentioned Alex Pereira. Do you have him as your fighter of the year, or do you think it's Ilya or someone else?
Who would have ever thought Sean Strickland would become a culture warrior that the world needed and that the world wanted? Do you know how nervous Sean used to make people with microphones? Do you know what that used to do to people like me that were going around vouching for Sean, and you'd get nervous every time? Who would have ever thought he would have pulled this off, for one? And for two, yes, it's going to be Sean. He's got to get in there with Du Plessis. I do not agree with Sean in the first fight. I'm a Sean supporter. I do not agree with him. He thought he beat Du Plessis. I thought he lost all 5 rounds. I don't say that to be a jerk. I say that because he needs to really go look at that footage. And there are things that he did better than Du Plessis. There was plenty of situations and scrambles that he beat Du Plessis, but I do not agree. I thought Du Plessis had an edge on him all 5 rounds. And I only say that as I really do think that we need a better version of Sean Strickland.
Well, he is an international treasure, but like I mentioned, I mean, Alex Pereira.
Do you remember when his crazy ass showed up in Australia looking like Crocodile Dundee, cutting promos all over? Adesanya didn't know what to do with it. Adesanya has to be mad at you. Like, everybody has an approach. Adesanya has to be mad. Adesanya couldn't even be mad at him. It was so ridiculous. He had the cowboy hat on. And he was walking around with the boots, and he was telling people off and talking politics at press conferences. Izzy didn't even know what to do with it. That was what cost Izzy in that fight. He approached it. He couldn't get angry. He wanted to. That's why Izzy didn't ask for the rematch. He wasn't mad at the guy.
Well, who's your fighter of the year, though? It's December, everyone's talking about it.
Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira was my fighter of the year last year. I made that argument, and he had lost a fight last year. He had lost a fight. People say, hey, he can't be the fighter of the year. I said, I disagree. In the same calendar year, he was the 85-pound champion and the 205-pound champion. And Pereira has not, while he had 3 or 4 matches this year, it's been something great, but he hasn't had one that was favorable. He tried to fight Aspinall. He was the only champion in the whole organization that campaigned to fight in the main event of 300. He deserved all the commas and zeros on his paycheck just because he was willing to do it. They brought in a former champion he had to go through. Then he's got to go into a rematch with Prohaska, who's a nightmare in the first place, let alone a second time over. Then he draws the number 8 guy in the world. He's got all the pressure on him, and it turns out he was sick. I'm talking about Roundtree, and he had to come from behind. He showed adversity. It's not even a question. It's Alex Pereira.
Who do you want to see him fight next?
Wow. I had real hope for him going up to heavyweight, testing this champ thing. But I am like everybody else. You forget how good Jon is. It's just the truth. We forget. We expect the father time, and I can tell you, coming off of steroids, it's a different thing. You expect that to bite him in the ass. You expect the party. He got kicked out of his gym. Like, there's all these things that add up, and then he goes out there and fights. You go, wow, that guy's really good. So I don't love the idea of Pierre going up to heavyweight quite as much as I did, but I think if I had to choose an opponent for him, I would move him to heavyweight, and I don't know that I'd put him with Jones right away, but I like the Aspinall matchup. I thought that was very exciting when they were talking about that.
And some fans are calling for Magomed Ankalaev. Do you like that matchup?
Yeah, at 205. Well, but there again, when you ask me what fight I would like next for Pereira, that was the chess I'm attempting to play. You've got the fight with Ankalaev's next fight will be for a title, but that doesn't mean it has to be against Pereira. It could be an interim title fight, or Pereira could leave the division. I just like the idea of the champ. I just like that. He's also talking about Pereira, but he's 37 years old. He's clean. It's very hard to fight clean at 37 years old. The clock is ticking. And I like the concept. I like the concept of champ. So when I'm faced with moving him to heavyweight and doing a blockbuster against Aspinall, or keeping it 205 with Ankalaev, I like the idea of bumping him up.
Yeah, those are great points you made. And look, I know you just got off a flight. You flew in from Portland, so I got you something.
Oh, what do you got here?
Sorry, the bag's,
Is it food?
Yeah, you should open
It
it.
smells so good. Oh, it smells so good. I smell hash browns. Okay, I'm going to guess hash browns. Oh, you got gravy. Is that a gravy?
Yeah, they didn't have brown gravy.
Brown gravy rules the world, but this looks really good. Okay, I'm going to guess it's a chicken fried steak. I don't know this. I'm going to guess.
Oh, that one's for your wife, Brittany.
That was very sweet of you. Let's see what Miss Brittany got. That girl is fine. Have you seen Miss Brittany lately?
She's beautiful. I love her nails.
We're going to the awards show tonight. They have oh, that's beautiful. Eggs and hash browns is perfect. They have a red carpet, and Miss Brittany and I get a kick out of getting to picture. Oh, thank you very much. Undefeated, undisputed, the greatest of all time, Chael Sonnen. It says right here, when you're the greatest fighter in the world today, they got a name for you. They do not call you a great fighter. They call you Chael Sonnen. That's what it says. It says that right on here. Wish you guys could see this. I don't want to pull it out because I think this is going to spill. Chicken fried steak. You're the
chicken fried steak, 3 over easy eggs, and hash browns, and English muffin.
Yes, I can't believe you knew that. I'm actually really impressed, and I actually am very hungry. So thank you.
And also dessert.
What'd you get for dessert? Oh wow, I have 2 favorite desserts, so I'm trying to figure out if you knew which was which. Wow, this is really thoughtful. The gift of food is like the greatest gift you can give somebody. I was trying to put signs up for an amateur show in Oregon. All right, what do we got here? What do we got here? I actually still don't know. Is it chicken? What is it, a chicken wing?
Chicken feet.
Chicken feet! Oh my! And people eat these? Is it like pig's feet?
Better.
Is it a chicken's foot? Yeah. Thank you very much. I mean, that's a very kind thing. I was trying to put billboards up on this old farmer's property, and I was trying to pay him money, and he wouldn't let me do it. I took him over a homemade pie, put signs up for free for the last 20 years. I'm just saying, food goes a long way. People underestimate the gift of food.
Would you try it?
I would for you, but I all right. Now I'm getting it. Now I'm understanding. Oh, wow, a chicken. Oh, boy. Could I please not? I can't do it. Can I? And cold chicken's feet? Is this how people eat a chicken? I can't. I'm sorry. It actually looks like a chicken's foot. I can't. I'm sorry.
You're right.
It smells nice.
In the background.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the chicken's feet. Where is Sean Strickland when you need him?
I know you like sharks.
What the heck am I looking at? What the fuck is this? Oh my God. You know, I would like to say this is the most Chinese thing I've ever eaten, but that would be a lie.
Try it.
I don't know if I want to, man. All right, let me get this.
You told me you have a foot fetish.
I don't have a fucking no, I don't have a foot fetish. I mean, have I sucked on a few toes here and there? Yeah, but I mean, it's more of just like, why not try some shit? It's not something I want to do. I mean, you ever had your toes sucked on?
No comment.
Is Smo ever sucked on your toes?
Try the chicken feet.
That's a Smo. You talk about foot spread. I bet Smo is all up on these little Chinese toes. I bet Smo eats her toes like I'm gonna eat this chicken feet. Oh my God, there's fucking bones in it. How do you eat it? Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I've ate a lot of gross things. A lot of gross things, and this is going on top. Oh, I'm done. I'm done. You win. Hell.
He tried the toe.
Sean Strickland would have defended the chicken. So probably Bryce Mitchell's chickens, by the way.
Last month, we got a bear claw.
Hey, that's the spirit of the warrior right there. Y'all are warriors.
Bryce.
Absolutely. Some worms? Is it some worms?
You have it
Oh, fried chicken. Chicken feet. Okay, I thought you got me some worms. I was like, I'm going to give them to my chickens. I'll take some worms. This is fried chicken feet, baby. Look at this. Now, let me tell you, I've never, ever had a fried chicken foot.
Oh, really?
I swear, can I eat the toes off?
Yeah, would you?
Is it going to crunch?
No,
it
it might be a little bony.
There is bones in there, but I can just...
Spit it back, yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, I can just rip it off.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's bony.
What do you think?
I'm telling my mama I had some chicken feet. She's going to lose her mind.
Yeah?
Yeah, she never had chicken feet, but she never made chicken feet. This is awesome.
Okay. Yay, you like it. The sauce is good, right?
Yeah, I think I'm eating a bone right now. I'm probably not supposed to eat that part, but I already got it chewed up, so I'm just going to finish it.
Yeah, it's okay. We all swallow sometimes.
I'm going to have to.
Did you catch Bryce's interview about Kron? He was so nice. He talked about how great Kron was and what an honor it was to fight at Gracie, and he didn't think the Mitchell name belonged up there, and he was going to fight extra hard since he's going after Aljo and Weidman. I thought it was a really... I don't generally like the nice guy interviews. He pulled nice guy off.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Have you heard him rap to the Schmo?
I'm going to say, if you heard him rap, I loved it when he was rapping, and I wanted to tease him. I wanted to hear it go, oh, and like get that feeling in my stomach where I'm embarrassed for him. He was good. He can rap. He's not Eminem, but he's pretty good.
Wait, what type of music do you listen to?
I listen to strictly country music, but they quit making it around 92. Around 90, even George Strait sold out. George Strait used to be a troubadour. Now he's a sellout like the rest of them. The Country Music Awards should be shut down. They put that scumbag. Shania Twain won Entertainer of the Year when she was on all the billboards advertising herself as pop, and country still gave it to her. Country's a sham. It's a shame what they've done to it.
But for your fans who love you and can't wait to see more of you, especially, this week at UFC 310, what would you like to let them know?
Oh, nothing. Do you know who David Allan Coe is? Rest his soul. Well, he was another scumbag. But he sang back when country was country. Tracy Bird sang. Kenny Chesney is fairly country. They don't have country anymore. You'd have to go buy it on a soundtrack. It was really disappointing. When George Strait sold out, they should have just taken the 6 string and done away with them.